In studio right now, we have comedian Nick Guerra with us. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? I like all of your Instagram pics. Just in case you guys so you'll never have to ask me. Don't worry about it, all right?
So let me ask you this, Nick, since you were listening on the way here.
Yeah.
Kat celebrated a birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And her, I'm calling her C-blocking friend, called her up and asked her why her man didn't post a picture of her for her birthday.
Yeah.
Is that like hating, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. That's causing drama.
Okay, now tell me, when you're in a relationship, do you do the whole anniversary and birthdays and whatever special occasion type stuff?
No. I'm terrible. I get broken up with every time.
Some people take that stuff very seriously.
Yeah. Well, my biggest complaint that every woman gives me, why don't you buy me flowers? That's the number one thing.
Really? But they just die.
And then I'll have some like, no, I don't need it, but that means they need it.
And it's not the Instagram thing that they break up with you
Oh
about.
man, the Instagram thing has caused problems too.
Serious?
Why don't you let me tag you in photos? Or I saw you like it. Yeah, dude. Oh, I get them all.
Oh,
I
wait,
get all
so
the crazy
you like,
girls.
don't tag me.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh.
Well, because here's the thing. I have weirdo fans.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say I have a wife.
No. I have a wife. You can't be tagging me, girl. No, I had like somebody anonymously text a girl that I was talking to, and that's why I was like, look, don't tag me on any photos. Apparently, I'm famous. No.
So why don't you run us down your resume? I know.
First off, I love that this camera's pointed at you, and I could see a little version of you.
Are you high, bro?
I can watch you. No,
Are you high, Nick?
What? I've been doing comedy for about 10 years now. I've been traveling everywhere, traveling with shows with Pablo, Christella, Michael Yo, Gabriel, things like that. So I've just been kind of out there, and now it's time for me to do something.
So do you feel that we've been around comedy for a while, and we get the struggle.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you know what, I paid my dues, it's time for me to step it up?
No, it's a thing that it's not even about paying your dues. It's just about stepping it up. It's like you watch what everyone's doing, you're like, oh, I better do something.
Right.
Before people get tired of me.
You know what I've noticed too a lot in social media is I mean, we know a lot of comedians, so I see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people are on some old school West Coast, East Coast, Biggie, Tupac.
Oh, with comics?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Especially with Latino comics.
I know.
Especially California Latino.
Oh
California Latinos are so mean. I'm from Texas, man. California Latinos are always, hey, where you work at? Jack in the Box? Screw you, McDonald's for life. Like, whoa, bro. No, everybody's claiming something.
Yo, so you can tell the difference between a California comic versus a comic from anywhere else in the country?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
or you feel it sometimes. Like, it's funny because, like, New York has beef with everybody, right? But California, like at least with the they have beef within each other. It's like, oh, you're with that crew? Well, you better not be with this crew. And they're like, come on, we're comedians, guys. All right, honk honk. Okay, don't be acting that tough, okay?
You guys do a drive-by with tomatoes?
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll drive by your stage and throw tomatoes at you. But it's so funny, like, comics, so many comics try to act like rock stars, and it's like, no, dude, we're supposed to be big and goofy. That's it.
Right.
There's nothing rock starish about us. Because when you see a rock star, you're like, oh, that's a rock star.
Now, one of the last times you came and hang out with us, I believe it was one of the times that he was on the Stand Up Revolution, right?
Oh,
yeah,
that's
man. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And you were living in the hood. You still living in the hood?
Coima, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I moved up to North Hollywood.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, dude.
Oh, man. It's actually like half an exit away from where I used to live.
You went from Pacoima Estates to the hills.
To the hills, man. No, I moved up. Yep, and I'm officially living on my no roommates. Got rid of all that, so I'm slowly becoming an adult at 33.
Well, you don't want to jump into anything just like that. You know what I mean?
I've got 6 plants that I water. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, man, I'm being an adult.
Got responsibilities now.
Yeah, no cat, no dog.
All right,
just
so
plants.
where do you want this comedy thing to take you? I mean, a lot of people, they want to do the stand up. Some people want to do the TV.
Yeah.
Where do you want comedy to take you?
Of course, I was working on the TV. I did get a holding deal with NBC last year, so that's always a possibility. But in the end, I want to be one of the best stand-ups ever. Like, that's my thing.
Right.
Like Robin Williams style. I want to be able to walk into hospitals and cheer people up that need cheering up. Like that when I saw what he used to do, I'm like, that's how big I want to get.
Was he one of the comedians you looked at and said, like...
Well, that personality of him was, the whole, like, giving back to the community and actually being able to brighten someone's day. When I hear about people going in and just making, anybody happy just because they're there, it's amazing to me, I mean, along with doing actual charity. I just don't want to show up and be like, what's up? Guess who's here? Nick.
So what comedian did you see at a young age and say, I wanted to start doing comedy?
John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo
I like
was the
his
first
style.
comic
Yeah.
that I saw live. And I was like, this is it. Well, because if you think about it, man, it's like, I'm Latino, all right? And I say that in the most non-Latino way because I said Latino. And there's not that many. And for a while, there wasn't, like, Latino comics. Like, you had Paul Rodriguez for years. You could throw in Cheech, right? But Cheech wasn't a stand-up. And then who? Until Leguizamo.
Right.
Like, there was just not that. And then the outlets started happening at 2003 when everybody like George and Gabriel and all them started coming out. So it's like you didn't have much influence.
And now there's comedy gangs.
And now there's comedy gangs. I know, man. The minute that we open up the door, now we're all like, oh, what door you coming through? Not my door, homie. Like, come on, dude.
Hey, so what was the tipping point for you to say, I can do that? I want to do that?
I think the first time I got paid for it, and I was like, what, $20, man? For doing 5 minutes, what? No, the tipping point, officially, I went overseas to go perform for the troops. I was down to $300 in my bank account. They paid me to go overseas, went to Italy, Greece, Turkey,
right.
Performed for the troops, and I was like, this is, I'm doing it, that was also the tipping point for my parents. Because I officially went on a trip, that they would never be able to send me to,
Right.
So I was like, to me, I was like, all right, I've proven that much, right? And then the Stand-Up Revolution, Gabriel's show, that gave the rest of the family a thumbs up. And then Last Comic Standing, officially, everyone was like, all right, he's a comic. Let's leave him alone. Let's stop bothering him at Thanksgiving.
Now, growing up, were you a class clown or anything like that?
No, man, I was definitely a smart aleck. I was the observer. A lot of comics, there's the class clowns, right? And then there's the guys that sit in the back and watch everybody make a fool of themselves and then clown them on it later on. Like, oh, I saw what you did. Like if somebody sneezes funny, it's like, boom, gotcha. I was waiting for it.
I knew you were gonna look at me. I knew you were gonna look at me.
Oh, that's what we do. We just sit back, and there's a lot of comics. If you see the guy in the corner of the room just watching everybody, he's more than likely just waiting for someone to slip, and that's the kind of guy I am. Because I'm tiny. I don't got any other.
Someone.
Oh, who? What? Yeah, you like that?
No, I'm not a comic.
He likes to observe and then throw it at you later.
Yeah, and then he comes near one of like us, and he's like, "Hey, you see that?" And we talk smack about everybody and laugh.
Wait till she sneezes, bro. Just hang out till she sneezes.
All right.
Oh,
Is that
my
why she's got like the extra big blanket with the lion on it that she
exactly
picked up
right.
from the side of the road? She's like, which one do I want? The one with Selena, the lion, or Captain America? I'm gonna get the lion. The lion.